Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back. We're here with some more Lord of the Rings action for you. Here we have a glorious 3v3 here on Edoras, and as you can see, the scouts of Rohan are already ready for action. They've sallied out in their guerrilla style movement, and they have throwing axes already coming towards them in this one here, as we have a sally out against the Anduin Vale. I have, pause it straight away because, immediately the scouts of Rohan here are going to try some shenanigans against these Greenwood Foresters. Then we have another scout over here going for another Greenwood Forester that is about to land. Certainly a good faction to go after. Is Anduin Vale. I feel like not got the strongest of cavalry in the world. And certainly Rohan, a pretty strong cav force, can definitely do a lot of damage. You can see King's Company sally out as well, and King Theoden looks like he's about to go out and defend his capital on the front lines. We've got another scout of Rohan over here as well. But that's going to go after Aethid nobles by looks of it, or like try and pin down those. Doesn't seem like there's any other scouts over here. The other players we have are Dale, and we also do have, is that another Rohan? I don't think it is, surely. And then, and the dwarves, with Balin leading that army over there. And then over on this side, we then have the Easterlings, and then you've got Thranduil with them as the Wood Elves of the Wooden Realm are joining this fight as well. I'm surprised that Thranduil's not defending his own army, but interesting choice, that is for sure. But yes, we will unpause the video. I hope you guys do enjoy this glorious siege, which apparently comes down to the wire. I'm really looking forward to seeing how close it is. I'm looking at the time. It looks like it's going to be a long one. Make sure you have some snacks and some drinks and prepare for some bloodshed. But here we go. Charge coming in. There you go, slamming on through the officer there, looking glorious, charging on through, and he is absolutely smacked through that unit. Can argue a bit of a pull through, but they did kind of knock over most of the units, so I'm going to kind of give that okay, but that is definitely a very dead scout of Rohan now. Charging it over there as well, doing damage to that unit that on the tower, and as expected, they've engaged the Aethid nobles ahead of them. That's going to be an easy win, though. That Aethid noble is a tier 4, so it's going to just about deal with that tier 1 scout very, very nicely there, to be honest. But another charge going in here. They're going to just keep weakening these Greenwood Foresters. They're not great infantry, but there is a lot of them, as you can see, 170-man units. They are not too shabby. But the past sentries are going to be what they're going to use. Mostly they're going to be the more effective units. Thought we were going to see a sally out. Didn't see it. Looks like the King's Company are going to go elsewhere. Maybe try a sally out elsewhere. And I think if we're going to go anywhere, they'll try and go over here now. Or they might attack the Eastlings as well. Eastlings have bunched up, as you can see here. I think they're preparing for, expecting a sally out, but they aren't going to get one against them. Storm Riders are available, and Kahar is also here as well. So they do have a bit more of a counter sally potential. But Thranduil's on his way. It's a shame they don't have any archers or anything just here. They can just shoot Thranduil as he comes on by. But cavalry over here. The one is still having some effect, but it is having to run away from Aethid nobles as quickly as possible. Forrest is losing decisively. And he's trying to get out of there again. As obviously he's like cavalry, so he's going to be able to zip around quicker than the Aethid nobles can catch it. Just needs to keep microing it, otherwise those nobles are going to catch him. He should get out of those spears aren't also quick enough, and there you go. He's gone, just like that. He's going to survive. It's done some damage certainly to this first wave of infantry. Certainly, some of these are down to 65 and 80. That's actually a really good result there. So Anduin Vale certainly a little bit battered up. He could maybe going for a charge against the shock infantry here. They're not going to be able to stop a cav charge, that's for sure. It looks like we're going to see the other Aethid noble just try and stop this charge. We're going to see a charge into the Javies. I think these guys are tier 3, so actually a reasonable javelin unit as well. Greenwood Rangers, and there you go. Surprised he actually went for that charge. Didn't just maybe, hold back, but maybe he thought the Aethid nobles are just going to come and hunt me down anyway. They're not going to be used inside the city, so he just went in for one last full-on charge on a weakish unit before they all got kind of protected up a little bit easier. But there you go, Greenwood Rangers pretty much are going to survive that one. But that is the Rohan cavalry sally over, at least for now. There might be a second one about to start over on this side here. We will see. But if they do commit to it, it looks like, well, Thranduil could obviously go in. It's a bit of a risk to send him in. I would be bringing up missiles here. We've got Yeomen of the Mark close at hand. I don't know if they're close enough. We've got Forest Sentinels, and it looks like Lasgan Axes are about to go in first. Lasgan Axes are definitely the spammable unit now to bring in this one. And here we go. Here it goes. the King's Company. They're going straight out to charge in. These are the more elite cavalry going in. I mean, they're going to get focused on, I feel like, by missiles from the elves. And Thranduil is going in his best cavalry in the game. You can only get one of them. And that's because, well, it's just Thranduil. It's just his bodyguard. They need to get... I'm going to see spears go as well. Nice. Love that counter by Rohan. Getting his spears in there to try and pin down Thranduil. Thranduil's going to withdraw. Cav is also being withdrawn here, and we're going to see a charge. Risk, though, sending out Theoden on this charge. Could maybe see a charge on the Gate Wardens. I was going to say, go in for this. While the yard's set up, he could definitely have smacked those down. I feel like he was not set up in a shield wall at all. Oh, that's a big pull through, though, there from King Theoden. That was really poor there from the Rohan player half pulling through that unit, and he's going to suffer here because of that. Theoden is going to possibly be giving his life here as he charges up to Lords of Lasgard. I don't often see them being brought. Better maneuvering there. He goes in for another charge into these Lords of Lasgard from the other side. Just keep an eye on this. Yeah, already Theoden at half strength. Another King's Company going in. Weirdly enough, we still have Thranduil engaged against the spears. I'll pull this guy out of combat, get him in, and there you go. Theoden gone. What a waste of... I mean, this Rohan player, I feel like definitely inexperienced when it comes to the old cavalry style out. Definitely did a poor job here. Picks probably the hardest opposition. I think Anduin Vale still was the best option to go for. He should have been... maybe could have been a little bit more patient. Also, could just use your cav inside the settlement, to be honest, as well. But yeah, he maybe should have been a bit more patient, waited to see if an opportunity developed. But yeah, Theoden now dead. That's going to obviously do massive morale issues for all of his infantry. He's got lots of guard Mudaseld here, which should hold for a little while, but still, they are, going to have some debuffs. Having no general. So that is not a great start to today's match for the defenders. They're going to need to have to pull this one back somehow. The Lasgar and Axe is going in. Forest Sentinels as well. A shock infantry. Very good counter for spears. But yes, if you're a fan of Lord of the Rings Little Orcs and you want to see more Dawnless Days siege battles, then you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and don't forget to comment as well down below. It all really helps out with the old algorithm as we work towards 13k subs. And that's definitely a bit of a pull through. I think he accidentally might have meant to do that. I think I might have been a misclick, but yeah, that's the last guy on access now pulled through. Bit of a mess there. We do have Last Breath on in today's battle. I don't think that really matters though at all. I think these are all they're all main mod factions. So it doesn't really matter at all. But it is on, just in case. Another thing I will say is that Last Breath is looking like it's coming to an end because the devs are busy with other projects and also the lives. So if you wanted to take on Last Breath and maybe keep pushing it forward. They had some ideas and projects that I don't believe ever got completed. So definitely, if you're interested, I'll leave a link for the Discord for Last Breath along with my own. So if you want, in the description of the video. So if you want to get involved in any sort of Last Breath development, maybe take it on. If you're a bit of a modder yourself, then you know what to do. Just join it. They'll contact the devs, and I'm sure they'll be more than happy to try and continue them some mod on themselves, like with other people who might have ideas on what to do. Because yeah, it's one of the most well played sub mods. It'd be a shame to see it go. As we get to have new updates and people just aren't around to update it. It will be a shame. I think we're going to see an axe volley here from the Greenwood Foresters. They're going to go in against these Watchpost sentries, jabby them as much as possible. Missiles coming in as well from the Dalian player. He's shooting anything that lands. It's not a bad idea to shoot these guys. Cav's not going to do much damage, I would have thought, as the siege goes on, especially with where they're trying to defend and how they're defending it. Spears defending these choke points. And as you get further into the city, like up here, if they decide to hold up here, it's quite hard and narrow for attacking cabs actually would be of any effect. Eastlings have destroyed the gatehouse here. I'm really hoping that Eastlings have a good game. I want to see Eastlings be great again and get some huge kills potentially. But yeah, we will see. It's certainly going to be an easier game now for Wooden Realm, who a strong faction, arguably the strongest faction. in the mod. And yeah, they are going to have to, you know, fight a leaderless Rohan now. I mean, elves certainly do not care about morale when they have to fight opponents, but I would have thought Rohan might care a little bit more. But, I mean, in this day and age where you can spam out elites, players just often just bring just elites only, they might be okay. Yeomen of the Mark, obviously, are not going to do that great. But yeah, actually, there's not a lot of infantry. It's all Guard and Mudaseld by the looks of it here. Like, there are 5 units of those elite spears holding here. And then we've got Yeomen of the Mark, and he's only brought 2? Please tell me he's brought more than just 2 Yeomen of the Mark. Can't see any other. Oh no, there's some over here as well. Is he also defending here? No, this is Iron Guards and Mansion Claimers. Okay, so he's got some supporting help for the dwarves, but yeah, interesting. We've got Dwarven Ranged Travelers as well being brought. That is, I think, a bit more the meta now to bring bows rather than bring the crossbows, especially for defending. Shipmen in the battle here, now without their jabbies. They've lost those again. I think every update we literally alternate where the shipmen have or do not have their javelins. We're currently in the stage where they do not have them. They're battling these foresters here. It should easily win. They are heavy infantry. They're actually a pretty reasonable unit. Are the shipmen. Certainly even better when they have their javelins. Yeah, they are tier 2 heavy infantry. You don't get many tier 2 heavy infantry units. I think the Sword Danes for Rohan's another one I can think of off the top of my head. Interesting to see no real push going on over here, but it seems as though Lord Lasgar and like Wooden Realm is just being passive. He's quite happy to shoot these Guard Movers in the back, though he's not getting great angles with them. And actually really smart here from Rohan. He's facing all of his units in shield wall towards where the archers are, so they can't get rear shots. I mean, they could just go over and, yeah, snipe these Lake Town Guard. That's also a really good option. Or shoot the Yeomen of the Mark, which also could be a really, really good use of their ammunition as well. But yeah, plan A for Rohan failed, trying to take out the archers, which would have been a huge coup if he managed to do that, take out the elven archers. But yeah, not to be. Even the sally out over on this side, I mean, he killed some foresters, but nothing like major. Didn't get like any of the archers here for the Unknown Vale either. Shipmen here should easily just, you know, cut down these forests. We're going to have to see some more of them going in soon. Javelins, or sorry, throwing axes getting ready. And it looks like we're going to see the first of the past sentries going in. A very cool Viking-looking shock infantry, double-handed axe, shield on his back. It gives me Huskarl vibes. If you played Thrones of Britannia, you know what I mean. They're about to go in, and they might make a difference, to be honest. Still a lot of units for them to break through. They are a pretty reasonable unit. They're a tier 3 medium shot. They're not necessarily the greatest armor. They are tier 3. I don't know actually. Violent Guards, no. I thought this was still the shipmen, but they've been cycled out, and the Violent Guards now in here. Very early on to be seeing them going in, but in this day and age, now players with less caps being brought, you do see, you know, just obviously players bringing all elite armies. What is going on over here? Yeomen of the Mark are actually shooting the Wooden Realm. Doing some damage, but it doesn't look like they're having a lot of success. And the gate battle has begun over here. I don't think oil is a thing on Edoras. Could be wrong, but I don't think it is. But yeah, this could be a very long, grindy fight. We've got Gate Wardens, a very elite spear unit, fighting another very elite spear unit in the Guard of Mudaseld. Elven spears, I'd expect to win. They are also supported by Sentinels in here, which they can get a good charge, should hopefully do some damage. They might want to cycle those in and out. I'm not a big advocate for it, but they might want to. They also might want to land with all their infantry on the walls here, just try and contest those. Because if they do that, then they can then go back to their plan of just standing here and just side-shotting stuff, because Rohan's going to have to respond to any sort of landings. I think pathfinding, though, is kind of butchering his plans, because surely he's not sending more axes through the gate. I think he's having issues getting these guys up onto the towers now. Might be a bit of a buggy spot. Oof. It looks like the Watchpost sentries managed to hold off a Forester's assault here, and the Foresters now are being forced to Javi their way through. Archers shooting past sentries. Love that. That's really going to make a big difference. And yeah, over here as well, past sentries being forced back. Violent guards. Taken quite a few losses. 20 losses. Again, the Forest has kind of been sent in though as the next resort. And still those Watchpost sentries hold. They might die though on this charge. The past sentries again going in. And this time the Watchpost sentries are getting no backup from the Violent Guards. These poor town militia, they are going to die. And there you go, they're gone. And the boys in yellow go on to the slightly more elite spear unit, the Dalian Spear Guards. And I say it in most videos where Dale features. Dale's armor, like his mainline infantry, has not changed since day one. They got it right, so right on the first go. It just looks brilliant. I mean, it is pretty much just a duplicate of what you have in the movies for The Hobbit. But man, it looks good. Oh, that's what they're doing. I don't know if that's what they intended to do originally, but Lasgal and Axes burning the towers of it. Like that, like that. They've got some incredible throws on them that they're able to hit this watchtower here. But yeah, burning that watchtower down, not a bad idea. Not that they seem like they're firing at all, or much. They're certainly not helping this fight out that much. And still we've got like Lasgal and Archers of it, and they're actually hidden. I didn't even realize that, but they're hidden. Where are the other two? The other two have been sent back over here, and they are shooting. They're side-shotting the Guard of Mudaseld actually here, weakening them. Still think land your men, just make it much easier. The men are broken
and running for their lives.
Much easier. Men are broken though and fleeing for their lives. The Eastlings, yeah, not having any success over here against the Dwarves. Which is, by the looks of it, the Dwarves have spammed out Manchu Claimers. That is all they've brought. Manchu Claimers and Tomb Wardens. Very small, very elite army by the looks of it. Yeah, Manchu Claimers, Iron Guards, yeah. It's all tier 4 infantry. The Dwarves have got a tiny little army. Numbers-wise, talking about tiny armies and, you know, size of armies, there's 5,300 attackers against 4,700 defenders. So it's not massive, even though by the looks of it, yeah, the Dwarves have brought about 6 men and a donkey. They've really not got a lot. We are going to see a push here now. Oh, the Dwarves are defending here with more Iron Guard and Manchu Claimers. Well, the Eastlings are going to need more than Loki and Maceman. I had to back these guys, you know, many an update ago when they used to be able to 2v1 Gondor swords and win and come out of it with, you know, a few men still standing. Not so much now. I don't think these guys would beat Iron Guard. I don't even think they would have many updates ago either. Those Iron Guards are just nasty. They are, yeah, probably the most elite spear unit you can get. Better than certainly the two fighting over here. The Guards Mudaseld are losing, as I kind of expected, with the shock hit supporting here. The Elves are slowly, well, they're not really pushing their way through, but they're slowly beating. But there's more Guards and Mudaseld now in this fight. Double stacking their units. Oh, there is actually fire arrows coming in. I can see it. And as you see, Eastlings now look like they're going to set up their forces. And I'm surprised no one's shooting these Lothrian bows. They got Yon and the Mark they are shooting now. But I mean, yeah, they could do with like Dwarven Range Travelers also acting on this as well. They've got like 4 units here. They have 6 against 4. They should really be outranging the Eastlings and annihilating their range. And that will pretty much make the Eastling assault not impossible, but very, very hard. And they actually don't have a lot of reserves over here. And a lot of these units are pretty vulnerable to range. So if you could batter through those, yeah, actually Eastlings are retreating his bows. He's evidently not fancy in this fight. Kind of a missed opportunity there, to be honest, from these things. And if they'd actually kept Cav, Rohan probably could have done some strikes onto these axes and these bows here and had a lot more success. I personally feel like that would have been a better move for the oh, are they shooting? They're shooting Manchu Claimers in the back. They are in their shield wall, but they're getting shot in the back. They don't realize it, but that's what they're getting shot by is the Elves over here, who are now getting shot in turn by the Yeoman of the Mark. But yeah, what I was going to say is I think I'm of the opinion Rohan should have kept his cav inside. So that would have been a much more effective strategy. Or like I said, waiting and selling out at the right time. Watch both sentries still holding here. Incredible. They're not holding on this side. Daleen spear guards are dying to the past sentries. No real change. I think this is a new past sentry that's gone in, of course. Two Northman factions battling each other here. Yeah, missiles trying to support. Dale's doing a pretty good job. Those yeomen are such a nasty little unit as well. 200 range, and it's a tier 1 unit. It's one of the few, I think. It's the same with Desert Bowman, I think. But yeah, like right now, if they had a cav unit, Rohan, they could just be cycle charging these Lothric mace when no one is defending them. Pretty poor defense, actually, to be honest, from these things. Well, not a defense, I guess, but you know, like protecting his units here. Got no cav near them, no archers really. I mean, they're sort of nearby, but definitely if there was to be a strike, they would not get there in time. Runic wards over here trying to push. They are not going to get through this dwarven defense though. Two top tier units here. Yeah, it's good to see Edoras. We don't see Edoras often in rotation siege battles. We don't really like to play on it, but just mix it up. Good to have it on the channel again. Rohan's capital. We don't have Isengard here. We often see, obviously, Isengard. Rohan's here, of course. But we haven't got Isengard here, you know, attacking as they often are. You're in the mark now, mounting the wall over here. Oh, and they're shooting the gate wardens at point blank range. Like that. I'm surprised they pulled back and just stay engaged. But yeah, they're just shooting things at point blank range. Not a bad idea. They are getting shot in the back as well by the Lords of Lasgarden that are still outside the wall over there. Wooden Realm seems to be having a lot more difficulty than I expected, but I also think he's making it difficult by not landing the siege towers. But that's just me. I would maybe change that up. I'd start landing those siege towers and try and just stretch Rohan as much as possible. Even if you've got these scary Guard of Mutaseld, if scary quote unquote, you've got some very nasty units. I mean, he's spammed out Gate Wardens though, which I'm kind of surprised by. And Hall Guardians, just come for all the boys in green. Just spam out the Lasgarden axes. I don't get this incessant thing with going for tier 4 all the time. It doesn't always work. Tier 4 units, especially for like the Wooden Realm, they're all like defensive units. So you're playing offensive with Wooden Realm, you don't want to be spamming out loads of the tier 4. Some, yes. Not all of them. But like just all your army. Got some spears in it. Anduin Sentinels, one of the better infantry available for Anduin Vale. Tier 3 unit up there with past sentries. I think it's one of their few tier 3 infantry, and they got the they have an early unit of their own, I believe. But yeah, they're losing. They're pulling out melee against the Violent Guards, who are probably racking up some decent kills there. They're still in this fight, about half strength. I don't think they brought in their swords today, but they do have a sword unit, which is also an Erling unit. To show that they're links to the region of Ravania, a bit like Rohan. This is just an interesting choke point to try and hold. It's actually working, but I'm surprised we're not seeing more pressure. I think Eastlings is maybe now taking on that job. And since it's his infantry fighting there, we're going to see all the infantry, I think, set up over here. Oh, sorry, all the archers set up over here, and they're going to shoot into the back of this. But yeah, I'm surprised Rohan's sending down more archers to contest that. He now is outnumbered in that region. Could also push here. They could put a spear in the choke point here, could the dwarves, and actually push this line to try and kill off those infantry, and they could side shot it with the archers from Rohan. That could be just a little offensive they could do. It could definitely work. Oh, he's actually pulling back his magic claimers. Maybe just arrest them? I think so. Just let in the Eastlings again, slam into his Iron Guard. And he's going to counter charge. It's fresh. I don't think there's any need to. They're going to just keep cycling in and out their infantry as well, it seems, just to try and, you know, give themselves the best charge bonuses possible. Got encourage being popped as well, but that's looking a bit neck and neck right now. And yeah, Eastlings are fully sending around their archers. I think this is, again, trying to overwhelm Rohan. Rohan has no general, and is holding quite nicely. And we've got Lake Town guards in here trying to help challenge this choke point. He has actually got a tower as well mounted. Can he land it? Whether he's having issues, I really do not know. Maybe it's not helping. Bounce power vastly in favor of the attackers though, but it's very close in numbers. 4,600 attackers against 4,200 defenders. And that's including dwarves. Going to bring forward jabbies to try and jabby their way through the spear guards. After that, we've got the shipmen and the violent guards. They're still pretty banged up. They need to change the angle of these shipmen because they're just going to get jabbied in the side here. I think that's what the Greenwood Rangers are trying to get. A side-on shot there onto those shipmen. I don't know if they're in range. They might need to be a little bit closer. Yeah, all kind of quieting down a little bit. Dale might want to look at shifting some troops across. Looks like he's going to move his rangers across, which have been really banged up here by the Lords Lasgarland and Vale Yeoman, which are pretty solid. I think the bows are another thing that like Anduin Vale's good at. And we see the jabbies come forward. I think they're going to just try and stop them from being obstructed. No, he's just jabbing the spear guards. That's kind of boring. I thought he was going to try and go for those shipmen. But yeah, no real engagement going on. It's very passive, to be honest. Oh, that is not good, though. That is not good. Lake Town guards, I mean, looking at where they are, it looks like he fell them back and they got shot. I mean, they were getting shot here, and then he just kind of, I think, tried to pull them back, and they've been focused down. That's a massive loss. That Dale has just had a entire Lake Town guard assassinated there. That is not good, I will admit. Yeah, really well done there by the Eastlings. I can see a counter charge those Forest Rangers going in here. Or the Greenwood Rangers, sorry, not Forest Rangers. That's entirely different units in the Wooden Realm. And there you go, actually, they managed to beat that little push there from the ship, but they managed to win that fight there. Very, very nice. So have the cav unit here, obviously, of Dale, which they could have been using aggressively against Eastlings if they wanted to. I mean, maybe they're worried about losing another general, but definitely I feel like he could be being used somewhere. Like I said, later on, as the siege goes on, he's not going to be much use. You could leave him with a couple of, you know, like 30 bodyguard left. He'll be all right. He'll be okay. Iron Guard here, yeah, no real change. This is going to probably last for a long, long time. That's holding. This is looking quite secure over here. I mean, I don't feel like they need the Lake Town guards here. But there's been a lack of interest now from the Wooden Realm to attack here. And he's sent over archers over here. Yeah, and we're even seeing, I think, infantry go over here. Yeah, and a Gate Warden's now being shifted here. So, really, Rohan might want to think about maybe moving troops back. Maybe move the archers back. They're not really doing much over here. And use them somewhere else, or you could try and win this fight quickly for the dwarves. Something needs to change, because right now it is grindy and it is slowly going in favor of the attackers. If it keeps going like this, the defenders are going to need to change something up, give something a go, just to, try and close that gap between the numbers of the troops. Because they're now, I mean, I just saw they dropped to 3,700. 3,700 versus 4,400. Obviously, they could be just going for time. It's a long siege, so it looks like the game plan is to just slow down the enemy as long as possible. Whether it will work. Vineland guards still going on. More polearms over here. I'm surprised we haven't seen Anduin Vales or even the Wooden Realms archers being activated. I think they are now being sent inside the Vale Yeomen, but I would, yeah, set them up down here in this sort of paddock and then start shooting at that Lake Town guard. Dale's done a pretty good job of not protecting his polearm so far. 2 Wardens also coming up. Yeah, that's too much polearm in one area at this stage of the game, where there's still a fair amount of archer ammo knocking about. I would be pulling one of those back, and it would certainly be the 2 Warden. Save that for a later stage when you're like in the narrower choke points of Edoras, and you can frustrate the enemy. There you go, the Spear Guard's gone. And the Wooden Realm continues. He's got Lasgar and Axes here as well. So, evidently, Anduin Vale feel like he needed a bit more punching power to try and get through here. I'd agree. And yeah, he's got Wooden Realm over here. And actually, Anduin Vale is pretty much out of infantry. He's got a couple of units left. But yeah, a lot of his stuff that's actually left out here is archers. And, you know, Cav. He's still got, obviously, the Greenwood Rangers. But yeah, that's not a good sign. He's got a few... Actually, no, these are all infantry. Yeah, he's pretty much spent on infantry, actually, Anduin Vale. Dale's done a pretty good job there, by the looks of it. And look at that archer volley. That is disgusting. They are absolutely brutalizing these guard moody cells. You've got multiple units down here trying to hold back the gate wardens. They're starting to waver and break. Just shouldn't have held here. Just fall back at this point. You need to fall back to somewhere like here. But once you fall back from that one position, it's pretty hard to try and hold anywhere else. I mean, I guess you could hold here. That's probably where you hold. Frustrate the enemy. It means then the dwarves have to retreat, which they should be fine to. This is always an odd choke point, in my opinion, to try and hold. But it is required if you want to hold at the other gate where Rohan currently is. You need to hold somewhere either here or, you know, or just keep holding at the wall over here. You've got to do one or the other. In an odd one. I still think these Ravanian regions should be being a bit more active, going for some charge, especially with no... I mean, there is cav support, but it's then got to get through the gates. And also, there's no archers over here. Definitely, these Ravanian regions should be going for the Rohirrim Macemen. Could also be rear charging all these units over here, trying to help out the dwarves. There's a lot of options there. Here we go. The retreat from Rohan is beginning. He's getting some of these Gardamudas held out of here. We're going to see at least one volley from the Rohirrim bows here as he tries to shoot these guards as they run away. Very smart. He sent the yeomen into battle to try and hold back the elves for just a split second more to allow these elite spears to get out of here. But yeah, the next defense position looks like it'll be here. And yeah, Lake Town... Oh no, these are 2 Wardens have already been focused down. Oh gosh, I think that was over here. Yeah, you can see the Anduin Vale with his yeoman marks... Oh, yeoman... Vale yeoman, sorry, is what I meant to say. They're shooting the Ravanian regions. Just dealing with them. Expensive unit to bring as Dale, and it's getting focused down. At least they're not shooting the Lake Town guards, you could argue. But they've got plenty of polearms of their own, have the attackers and those wood elves. They brought plenty of tier 4 units, including the Hall Guardians. I think that's the only Tomb Warden that got brought, was that one. Or is there another one? No, there is another one. Of course there's another one. Of course there's another one. Still not seen a lot of action from these Dwarven Rain Travelers. At least they can have ammo for the end of the siege. Where is the planned defense? Here, not bad, but definitely I feel like you could set up your archers sort of here and around the cap point of the gate, and you can still get side shots onto the 2 Wardens. That could be a problem. They pulled back the Mansion Claimers. Of the 2 to pull back, I would have probably pulled back the Iron Guard. They are now dying. Unsupported and low on men. They've done their job. Slow down the enemy for a little bit. get one. It might take a couple more cycles to get through them. I don't know. This, I've probably started thinking about pulling back quite a bit, actually, as the defenders, if you want to really, you know, bleed out the attacks. You haven't got a lot of reserves left. Actually, most things have been committed. There's like one reserve here I can count, one Manchu claimer there. And that is it. Pretty much everything else is sort of committed to a front already. So you might want to start thinking, and I guess, and Barlin as well, but you might want to start thinking about falling back to these choke points here, whether you to fall back this singular one, fall back to the 2 here. This is the final cap point all the way up here somewhere, isn't it? By the Golden Hall? Where it used to be is here. Unless they've moved it? Honestly, they might have moved it, and I have no idea where to. I think it's still up here, but I'm not on. Oh no, it's here. Here? Or is that the tower? I don't know. I still think it's up here somewhere. I honestly cannot remember. Yeah, that's where they got to fall back to, basically. They need to start falling back into those smaller, tighter choke points. I don't think they got enough reserves. It still says they have 3,000, yes. But they got a lot of choke points to fight and contest. And there's a fair few units that are still not being actively used very well. Dwarven range travelers have been shifted here, those support Dale, which I'm a fan of. I am indeed. Past sentries going in. This is like the last throw of the dice for Andrew Vale and his infantry. Shipmen go in. One goes in. One goes out. Cycle their way. Shipmen there holding the line. The Anduin sentries, yeah, they're going to get beaten. The past, Anduin sentries are defeated. And still got one more past sentry, I think, to go in, and that is it. Then that is all of Anduin Vale's infantry, I think, pretty much. But yeah, one spear there. Yeah, he's pretty much spent. And he's got his general, his burning warriors still to go in. Other than that, they are done here. Surprisingly, we've not seen any further pushes over here from the Wooden Realm just yet. Eastlings have taken over on this front as well. They're going to try and charge in. Eastlings, are they shooting from all the way out here? Surely not. Apparently, Gardamusos are being shot at. I mean, I'm surprised Eastlings are just charging in. I was going to say, do not charge in. Just wait for your archers to move up and settle in here, and then they can actually start to do some damage. No, he is going to go in with the maceman. Charging into pole arms, dwarven pole arms, and then Rohan's spears. He's not winning this one. Not anytime soon.
We have destroyed the enemy tower.
That's that gate being captured there by the Wood Elves. Still no sort of signs that the defenders are going to fall back. And as you can see, Eastlings are now shifting everything to the Woodland Realms sort of entry point. Doesn't seem like they want to come in here at all and even contest the Dwarves. Dwarves don't want to leave it too much longer. They might want to start just thinking of withdrawing out some of these choke points. I would go back to this one here and then this one here for now, and I would hold there. Because I don't think it's worth trying to hold as far forward as you are. Because if they get broken through somewhere else, the defenders, then it might be a little bit too far for some of these units to get back, and they might get cut off. I would maybe start to take that into consideration. Maybe just start to slowly withdraw, especially while you can, because all this cav coming over here might eventually just start parking up in front of choke points. I mean, I know you can then shoot it, but they might just start parking up in front of choke points, making it quite hard to actually withdraw. So we'll see whether that happens. It might do. Two Wardens over here are claiming names. We've got Manchu claimers in here as well. Oh, that's a beautiful volley there from the Eastlings. That was actually disgusting. That's what I mean. It's still too much of an angle here. As you can see, the archers over there are brutal. Shots and the two Wardens get focused on. I think it's just still was too early for these two Wardens to be coming forward. Even though you can spam them out now, you shouldn't be... they're still an expensive unit, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I know that the Dwarves have brought pretty much an elite army. But still, treat them with some respect. You shouldn't be committed so early, these two Wardens. Save them to the end, when no one has ammo left. And then watch the attackers cry, trying to break through them. But yeah, this one's dumb. I don't know why the Rohan player's got his infantry face the wrong way. The enemy's behind you guys. Turn around. Just being backshotted now. Yeah, that was odd. But yeah, there you go. That's Manchu claimers and two Wardens dead there. And I think finally, we are going to see the withdrawal take place. Why more men haven't withdrawn here? Send that shipment into battle. Get that spear guard out of there. Same with this. What's this? Iron guards? This shouldn't be staying here. This should not be staying here. That's going to knock it out of here as well. It's too slow for the Gate Wardens. Gate Wardens are speedy boys. I'll catch that. There you go. Yeah, he does send get the spear guards out. It's going to have to send something in, I think, to try and save this Iron Guard. Late Town Guard's still getting shot at as well. Shipmen here might need to go in. They might need to engage. Oh, no, they're going to hold here. Really? Oh. The Iron Guard should not be being sacrificed here. They need to get back. And here you go. Cav now arrives. And like I said, it's now too difficult for the Dwarves to withdraw. So they should have been doing this earlier, as I said, because now if he's going to stand here, and as soon as these two Wardens turn their back to try and withdraw, he's going to get killed. Oh, no, he's not. He's going to charge straight into Polon. What is he doing? These are the easiest kills this two Wardens ever got. And yeah, he's just mowed down a bunch of those airted lances there. Well, that was a nice result. Like I said, I thought he was just going to stand right in front of them. But no, he decided to charge them. He could charge these swords over here. That would be a bit more success. They're going in for the Manchu claimers. Got to charge uphill, but it's a sword unit. I mean, he's going to form a shield wall, maybe? Or not. Even still, now he can't really withdraw. He needs to try. Archer should shoot him now. He's also heavily weakened. A couple of volleys and that from them, and they are gone on those lances. The Dwarves need to get more back. They are kind of they're reliant on the defenders on the Dwarves getting a lot of troops back here. Dalian Spear Guard sent in. I don't know how the heck. Oh, these guys obviously got out because of the shipment. Yeah, and then the Iron Guard have got out. Good, good, good. But yeah, as you can see here, this is not lasting long. The elves are through, and they are now flanking. And there's a lot of Dwarves here that otherwise might struggle to get out.
Units have been rallied.
This Manchu claimer and this whole and this Tomb Warden aren't going to get out unless the Tomb Warden pushes, and the archers here shoot some of these cav and just force it back. Because they can definitely do that. The archers here could shoot the cav. Yeah, there you go. He's pushing. Smart. He needs to. He needs to go out this way and round. Oh, he's going to charge here. That's bad from... Yeah, bad from the Dwarves there. Should have just let the archers do the work. It's terrible. Look at that Manchu claimer. Oh my gosh. That's half strength. That was a fully... full strength 100 man. Manchu claimer, it's down to half strength. Oh, it's sad to see. That's not a good use of the Dwarven sword infantry. Yeah, there you go. Now he shoots his arrows. If he did that earlier, then they're running away now. It doesn't matter. If you did that earlier, he would have scared these guys off and could have probably got the two Wardens out of here. Stop sacrificing the Manchu claimers, man. Pull them back at this point. You need to get back out of here. This Manchu claimer is also not going to make it back. Being charged by Thranduil.
weapons and are fleeing.
Yeah, Manchu Climate is done for. I mean, you also start thinking about getting these Dwarven Range Travelers back before Kahar gets a free charge here, but he's going to get one. Dwarven player here, poor micro from the Dwarven player. Kahar there gets the East Killer's life, killing off a tier 1 Dwarven archer unit. There he is, the man in purple himself. And the allies of the Dwarves here watch on helplessly as these poor archers with so much ammo left. They had like half ammo left. And they are going to get cut down and killed. Looks like they've managed to just about kill off one of this cav units. It's been a bit of a mess though. Manchu Claimer's over here, just about doing it. And the 2 mortars are going to get back, which is a small sliver of luck there for the defenders, but not a lot of infantry that is be able to get back out of here. Some of those Dwarven Range Travelers did actually get out. Jeez. I think probably because it's going to start shooting at Kahar with the archers they have left, which is a good idea. Surprised they didn't do that earlier. Thranduil is still cycling as well into this Manchu Claimer here, trying to chop them down. Can't really see any of the Manchu Claimers in there. Look at those poor dwarves. They're already short as it is. They're about to get shortened as they get cut down. The arrows and flying on in. I think that's targeting Thranduil, trying to kill him off. It's the last sort of the generals I'd really be desperate to kill. Kahar, or I mean even the general Fernando and Bale's not worth killing. He's not got an army left. Kahar's the one you want to get. But I guess you go for what you can get. The grind fest begins over here. Polearms are losing. And there's no attacking polearms in here. Interesting. I mean, Late-Time Guards aren't that strong, but still I would have thought they'd had a bit more success than what they're having right now. Still ammo as well for the Rohirrim bows. That's a little bit worrying as well. Certainly the bows of Rohan and the dwarves might want to look into try and deal with these Rohirrim bows. Just, you know, lengthen the life of their polearms that they have left, because they still have, obviously, the 2 Mordants. I think they're going to set up their archers probably somewhere around here are the Rohirrim. And they're going to probably try and shoot those Hall Guardians. Sorry, those 2 Mordants. He's really going to... Honestly, I don't know what this guy's on, but if he's going to try and charge polearms again with cavalry, it's not going to go well. I mean, great as well the dwarves to shoot the cav, but I do think there are better targets now. The strategic need to actually shoot this cav is no longer here. I think it's just to allow the 2 Mordants to keep withdrawing. Not that they need to. They're going to be in a lot of trouble because, yeah, you can see all these archers are running. That's what they want as that 2 Mordant. They are desperate for that. A lot of blobbing going on here by the attackers. I don't think there's the need. Just send them like 1 or 2 units. Weaken them with those and without tiring out the rest of your army.
The men have given up and are running for their lives.
The grind fest continues. Lords Lasgarland in here, which we don't often see nowadays being brought, but they are a good hybrid unit. They've got some good melee stats. The Late-Time Guards still struggling away here. Well, actually, they're combat even now. Oh, yeah, look at that. This is exactly what I thought was going to happen. 2 Mordants. They're forced to defend against the cav, and they're getting shot in the back by the Rohirrim bows. Really nicely done here by the attackers. And another elite polearm here. Kind of getting wasted. I bet that the 2 polearms between them have probably not got 100 kills for the dwarves. And they're like, that's like 2-3 grand. Well, more like, it's closer to 3 grand than it is 2 grand, that's for sure. spending on these two Wardens. Oh. Rough. Rough indeed. And you got the archers here shooting. Is he going to charge him? No, he's just getting as close as possible. The two Wardens have been just forced to stay here. But it's really good strategy. Kind of reminds me of like NTW3 when people like put cavalry on the corners of squares and then people shoot the squares. It's kind of that level of scum, but it's absolutely fine to do. This grind fest continues over. Obviously, this is just they're gonna have to go for time. They've got 8 minutes 40 to hold, and there's still a lot of archers. I mean, they can obviously be thrown in as well as chaff. This is concerning. We're gonna see Barlin going over here, but he's kind of one of the last actual infantry reserves to go in. Shipman and Manchucones. And as I was saying, Reviving Regent over here, he's done nothing, and I think he's missed out on an opportunity to go for some charges. Like now, at this point, for the defender, using Cav, the practicality of using it is not useful. So you got to use it earlier. If he's still alive at the back there at the end of this stage of the siege, and he's got like 20, 25 bodyguard, but he's gone out and maybe got himself 150 odd kills, maybe a few more than that. That's worth it. Absolutely. It's better than being healthy, untouched. And he's now going to he's not going to do anything. Two Wardens are pretty much done as a fighting force. They're even getting charged by cavalry who believe they're going to break through, but they can't. Infantry, we've got Yeoman Lamar going in to try and help bulk up the mass. Dwarven Rain Travelers are shooting into the side stuff. They're starting to shoot the runic warlords there. Very nice. Yeah, this is also, like I said, looking very concerning. This is looking okay at the moment. Enough reserves here to hold this for a little while yet. And that is what the new... Well, I was going to say, last volley, I think, of the Locrian bows. They've had a very good game, actually, as Easterling bowmen. They've been shooting the side of those Lake Town Guards as their last contribution as a bow unit. Now it's melee for them. But a melee.
Thrown down their weapons and are fleeing.
An allied general is dead. Whose general's died? Oh, Thranduil. He's got shot. That's what's happened to him. He's got shot and he's died. It's just those Dwarven Range Travelers. That's what's happened to him. Yeah, they were shooting them over there. Not bad, though. I mean, killed the general. He's killed the elven general's not the greatest one to kill. Albert's here, though. Great target. Getting beautiful side-on shots here from the doors. Very, very nice. Still actually not through these two Wardens. They are going to fight to the last war. Love that for them. Love that for them. Look at that old rip piece to him. Oh, he's not held to the last man. They're shattered with one man left. And now they're on to Barlin. Barlin just got charged there by Edited Nobles. Seems to take that one like a champ. They just need to keep shooting that polearm. That's the big thing that's going to obviously threaten them. The shock, battered already. And Barlin might be able to absorb that. Pole arms are going to be difficult now that they've lost their own. The halberds forward now for the Wooden Realms. Those War Guardians going in. Still trying to rest their units, which I kind of like it, but I mean, very thin line now by doing that. I might well start sending in some of these yeomen. Whether they're worried about sending these guys and then breaking, and then obviously that then affect army losses. 3,000 against 7,000, sorry, 1,700. It's doable with the dwarves still here, but it's going to be tough. I think they go, like I said, I think it's going to be a time winner if they're going to do it. It's going to have to be by time. And 8 minutes left, possible. But those are the final 8 minutes of the siege. Will the attackers hit them just before they get to the hour mark? Warlords going in. They are nearly killing off these halberds. They have done a job here for Dawn range travelers. I mean, they saved their ammo, which is something, but whether is it they've saved it too little too late, possibly. Eastlings have got to this final stage with quite a lot of their elites left, and they still got like Lothrian macemen over here that are untouched. And halberds as well that are going to the front line over here, they're going to need dealing with. The halberds before the defenders are broken, the late town guards. And I think they pulled back the Hall Guard into letting the cheaper ones go forward. No, they're not even doing that. They're just setting in their archers on their own. They're actually dealing with this front line quite nicely. And nope, they're going to fall back as well. Oh, he's bringing up the javies. They're going to javy their way through. I don't know if they got the time for that. They got 3 minutes left on the clock. I mean, all of a sudden, though, a lot of Rohan's archers just all broke all of a sudden. Here's 169 and 165. That's really not helped the man count there. That's just shot down. That happens with having Theoden die almost immediately in this game. Kind of almost forget about that. Theoden died in minute 3 or 4 of this siege. How that could have changed the outcome of this siege battle. If he was still alive. Or even if his cap charges just would have done had more effect. Balin is, being a champ as always. He's kind of defeating a lot of this shock here. With the help of the archers, of course. And by defeating it, it's also just slowing it down. They seem like they're still winning a lot of these combats. There you go, Javies. They've got in a little bit, but I was going to say, they don't think they have the time. They send the archers back in. 1 minute 59 on the clock. The defenders can hold. That is a win for them. We will see. Still, this Ravanin region general has done nothing. I think that's a big mistake. A lot of units breaking here, though. This is not good. Iron Guard's breaking. That's Ravanin region's breaking. Shipman gone. This might all of a sudden now just be GG. Yeomen need to get in there and just help with the mass. That was a lot of men just broke there. They're now just over 1,000, just under 1,000 against 2,600. And we're about to see Dale's general come forward here for a cycle charge. Balin's still holding on over there. And the yeomen are sort of, patching the gaps for now. And for now, I mean it. They've got a minute left. Can they hold? Look at that. Oh, that Lothrian there tossing the shipman aside like he meant nothing to him. Elves pouring in the infantry. I don't blame them. It's literally like they've got no time left. 42 seconds. Balin. He's holding. He's got all these archers in here to support him as well. Oh, the yeomen are breaking. They're actually bringing out their own they're bringing in the general to try and get some charges off here. And the front line is definitely broken as well. There's a gap over here that the elves can go through. And there you go. A mass rout starts to take place from Dale. Dale has just had enough. And it looks like the dwarves are going to be the last to stand with 10 seconds left. Can they do it, or will they get a mass break as well? There they go. They are breaking. And there's literally like a few seconds left on the clock. And the dwarves rout just at the wrong time. And the Eastlings have won with a Pyrrhic victory. It certainly was a Pyrrhic victory. Yeah, it came down to time. I think there's like a minute left on the timer or something like that. I was told. It was insane. But I definitely feel like The defenders could have won that on time if they honestly changed one or two things. And I don't like to be too critical because I think both sides played a pretty good game. I think the defenders just kind of like after plan A of sort of sallying out didn't really work. They just kind of ran out of ideas on actually how they were going to change up the game. They're just like, we're just going to have to absorb these hits and just pray that yeah, like pray that we can just run down the time basically to win this one. But I definitely feel like that Rohan in Regent General, he should have been doing more. He just wasted there, 18 kills. Ooh, definitely could have been doing a little bit more work. Certainly charging some of those Eastling axes to support, like they were unsupported. And then also I feel pole arms were just massively wasted. To be honest, really, really early on, some of them. I think pole arm protection. And whether the Cavs actually needed to sally out is a whole different thing. And losing the general, of course, for Rohan is catastrophic. Not a great start to any siege. But yeah, this one was sent in by Blue Rock, who's playing as the Eastling. So thank you very much, man, for sending this one in. 105 kills with his Warlords. And then we've got 146 kills with Loki and Bows, 166 with another one there, 130, 145. They were kind of his MVPs. As Macemen don't get a lot of kills because they're fighting dwarves, and neither do his Runic Warlords, really. They are fighting dwarves as well. Then we have Spiffington playing as the Anduin Vale. He took a lot of hits, but he got some decent kills. 137 kills with the past sentries, 126 kills there. Forrester's getting 105 kills. 117 with the Yeoman, 113. Javi's getting 167 kills, and his Cav 159, 141. Really helped. The Dwarves started charging Mantra Claimers at them at one point. That certainly helped make a difference. And then we have Traxxas here with a pretty healthy Woodland Realm army left. Look, all these elites that are untouched. But yeah, Thranduil 144 kills before he fell. Forest Sentinels 131 kills, 141 with the Lasgar and Axes, 102. 104 with the Gate Wardens here, and then his Archers 172 kills, 173, 167, 140 kills. They're definitely the MVPs of his army. Then we have Crawfather here playing as Dale. Did a pretty solid job. Pretty much defeated most of Anduin Vale's infantry army. There's not a lot left for him at the end. But yeah, just I feel like his archers definitely did not do enough. Looking at these kills here, like comparisons to the attacking archers, you got to be thinking, can they do a little bit more? Certainly spending a lot of money in these rangers, and they seem to just get counter-archered a bit too easily. But Shipman getting 285 kills, very, very nice. 143 kills. Violent Guards, 202. 131 with the Spear Guards there. But yeah, the Lake Town Guards weren't well protected. They died pretty quickly. Unfortunately, as well. Then we have Aaron, another one that didn't really use his obviously polearms that well. Yeah, I'm surprised he even got as many as 96 kills as his Tomb Wardens. But yeah, his ranged travelers here getting 92 kills. Mantra Claim is getting 142 kills, 146, 119 with the Iron Guards, 141 with the Mantra Claimers. I feel like just Erebor, you don't need to bring like a small elite army. I feel like you could have brought got rid of the Mantra Claimers and brought Axe Warriors. I feel like they're a much better buy, to be honest, bang for your buck, and they hold for a pretty long time themselves. I mean, yeah, the Iron Guards did pretty well, but still not that great, to be honest, for their standards. Then we have Nova 6 playing as Rohan. Yeah, that sally out really did not work. Oh, we got a Guard of Mudasol. There was 0 kills and 3. Jeez, what happened to this infantry army? I mean, they're fighting elves, but still, that's low for them. Yeah, 51, 40 kills like the Cav just wasted there. The elite ones, at least. Some of this lighter Cav did well. 334 kills. This is like his coup d'etat, what kind of like makes his Salia look decent. 131. And then one of his archers got 103. But yeah, rough game for Nova, that's for sure. And Rohan, generally, as it failed to defend its capital in today's siege battle. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy the siege, guys. If you did and want to see more Lord of the Rings action, check out some of the videos appearing on your screen now. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you folks in the next one in Middle Earth, whenever that is. Bye for now.